So I decided to do a bit of a catch-up vlog about what's going on, sort of in my life and with the channel, and stuff like that because I haven't really posted anything in a while. But I I suppose I should start with basically this is just a hobby. Obviously I've got my main living, which is my gardening business. So I've got to sort of concentrate on that, and doing the odd videos sort of thing. It's just a bit of a hobby thing for me. So now we unfortunately in the past year, or just over a year ago, lost my cat Shirley to cancer, which was a bit of a, well, it was very upsetting, let's say. And lost another family member, which was my other pet rabbit, which is called Beatrice. But on a positive note, there was an influx in stray cats in the area, so I've sort of adopted, and in the past 10, 11 months, another few cats, raised them and looked after them. So there's Carlos. There he is. He's how old are you? 11 months now. Now I had to. He was a little stray kitten that I rescued, and he's. I got him spayed, neutered, and vaccinated, and he's a nice little cat. Katerina. Hello, Katerina. And she's got her um, D6'd as well and vaccinated. Come here. Say hello. Come on. Come on. Don't be silly. Playing up for the camera. So, where's Bobby? Let's have a look. Maybe he's behind here. Underneath the recliner. Because he tends to like to hang out under there for some reason. Oh, yeah, there he is. Oh, Bobby, what are you doing? It's been fireworks recently in the past couple of weeks, so they're still a little bit on edge because of all the noise and everything. But sort of got some things to keep the house divided, and then they sleep in here. Close this off. Then they got their cages that they can sleep in, and their litter tray, and their food and everything. So yeah, so the that's the Triumph Dolomite project. Now I haven't done anything on that apart from put on a new ballast resistor, because the ignition system was burnt out, and started it, ran it, and fuel was coming out through the bottom of the carburetors. So unfortunately, from buying it as a project to restore and weld up the rust and stuff like that, it's turned into a more of a problem. So I've had to basically shelve it. So it's been out underneath the car cover, and I spent a little bit of time looking at it, unseized the rear brakes, realized that the rear axle seals were all leaking. One of the bearings was completely shot. Maybe looks like somebody was doing burnouts with it at one point, really damaged the rear. Then there's a few other issues that I came across on it as well, but that's a Repco heavy duty car cover, and those things are brilliant. I had a couple cheaper ones beforehand, and they lasted maybe no more than 3 months, but this one is completely waterproof, and yeah, really pleased. And I think I got 2 of them, one for the Alpha as well, and they pretty much are 100% heavy duty waterproof and actually live up to what they claim, which is good. So, 3 cats from 2020 first lockdown, which I rescued. So they're all chilling in here. Kimmy and Katie cat and their mum Maxine. So they're all lazy cats, aren't you? So if I'm going from a super skinny, emaciated cat to very, very fat and lazy, aren't you? Oh, yeah. So anyway, so they pretty much all like to chill out and relax, don't you, Kimmy? Hey? So what's that? What's that thing? Remember the camera, don't you? Remember the camera? Don't you? So yeah, they're all de-sexed as well and vaccinated. And microchipped as well. Yeah, all these three are microchipped. And hello, super friendly pussycats, aren't you? Nope. So yeah, coming outside now. The trailer restoration. Been using it for about I think close to a year. It's been back on the road since I restored it all. So it's holding up quite good, all the welds and everything. Had a couple of setbacks. Had a digger operator hit the side of it and crack it, but they didn't want to come to the party and paying for it. But I glued that and fixed that. Then painting on the galvanizing, some of the paint's coming off on the galvanizing, so I got to just touch up a few bits. But re-torqued the bearings up. After a while they came a bit loose on the wheels, but they just needed a torque up. And I just been using it regularly, daily, and ripped the mud flap off the other day accidentally, but I just got to put the mud flap back on and bend that back up because it got caught on a curve as I reversed up a curve backwards, and it ripped that off. But yeah, it's been holding up quite nice. And after I lowered it, it rides a lot nicer now, being a lot lower, and it looks better as well. Now the Mondeo, that's been good. Had a couple of issues though. Had a seized bearing for the timing belt. So just on sheer chance I checked the timing belt, and the belt was all cracked, so I had to whip a new one on. And it's quite strange how the bearing had seized. See, it was quite a new bearing, but it seemed like the grease inside had actually gone hard. So that's the belt fully cracked up. So I'd never come across anything like that before, but I put a new belt on, new bearing, and I'm going to keep an eye on that in case something happens with the other bearing. But I've had a few part failures. I had a hose blow on it too, so I replaced the hose, but I didn't put any anti-corrosive back in the radiator. Got a bit lazy, forgot about it, and then the rust started happening inside and got really bad. Drained it a few times, put some coolant in, thermostat seized. Took the thermostat, put a new thermostat in, put another one for the other car as well. But that seized within 2 weeks as well. So I drained all the coolant out and put another brand new thermostat in this time, because the other one came from the other car, that one, and it still had issues. So then the water pump went. So I put a new water pump in, and when I took the old water pump out, because it's a Zetec, blacktop Zetec engine in the Mondeos, or a green top with that one, but I painted that one. The impeller on the old pump was the cause of the problem. So all the rust and everything was from the impeller, so you can see how that's completely deteriorated and rusted away within a year. If you don't put any anti-corrosive inhibitor in the... So I've done that now. New pump, new belt, new coolant, everything, and had to replace a ball joint as well. But that was running fine until I ran over my keys. Destroyed my keys, didn't have another spare set, so I ended up having to take all the door locks, ECU, everything out of this one to put in that one. So that was a bit of a setback. So now this one's minus the ECU, all the locks, and oh, I had a coil as well went on the other one, so I had to take the coil off this one. So now this one was getting closer to getting finished. Now it's probably 10 steps backwards, because now I can't seem to find an ECU or door locks for this one. So I need the ECU obviously with the keys and the door locks. Now the reason why I didn't just get some keys done was because the only companies that I could find that would actually re-encode a key, a chip key, and cut keys for that car wanted well over $1,000. So I was like, well, there's no way in hell I'm going to pay over $1,000, and even claiming on insurance wasn't worth it because of the excess. So taking it out of this car was the only option I could see viable. So I just have to wait until I find another parts car, and then I can get all the bits I need for this, and maybe I'll get another windscreen, because the windscreen I took out I accidentally broke, unfortunately. Yeah, a few setbacks with that. So that's why this car hasn't really got finished yet. Then for the Escort, these are heater boxes. I bought another couple of heater boxes, but they were absolutely knackered. So I pulled them apart. This is the one out of the Escort. So this one's leaking really badly. That one I bought was worse than this one. And then I had another one from a Mark 1, but then decided not to use that because obviously these are Mark 2 and they're different. So I'm in the process of then going to have to probably take one in and get one fully recored. Take the core into a radiator shop and get one completely recored. I think it's going to be worth it. So that's kind of the reason why the Escort sort of hasn't got sorted yet either. But and this is the one from the Mark 1 here that was all pulled apart. But I think I might get, when I got some more money in the new year, I'm going to get the two rebuilt. Well, I'll rebuild them, put them back together, but I'll get the cores, the heater cores recored. So I got two good ones. Then I can sell one and then put one in the Escort. And then I've got new carpet to go in the car, because the carpet was ruined obviously when that leaked all over it. Put the car, I got new seat belts as well for it to put in. And it doesn't seem really any point in putting the car back on the road yet, because if I did the documentation for it now, for the motorsport, it's only viable for the same amount of time that your license is. So my license is renewed in June, I think. So if I did the logbook now and sorted the car out, then it's only good for what, 5-6 months rather than a year. So it's better off getting the whole car back on the road in June next year, finished, rather than doing it, rushing and trying to get it done first. But yeah, but anyway, that's just fun enough time to do everything, because the Alfa, this is kind of like my second car, the car that I use on the weekends, and the car that, you know, I use for a spare if necessary. So this is the car cover, the Repco heavy duty vehicle cover. I mean, I've bought ones before that say they're waterproof, and totally not waterproof at all. But these are completely waterproof. So you've got to store your car outside or park it outside for a period of time. Then one of these covers, you know, highly recommend them. So yeah, I took the roof lining out of this and I pushed out a few dents, because it had a few dents in the roof. I put a Alfa Romeo racing stripe up it. This is probably like within the last year. Placed the front indicators with the proper clear ones. Gave it a good old cut and polish, and put some what's it called, ceramic coating on it. Gave it a good old shampoo inside. Cleaned it out really good. Then in the last couple of weeks I broke the door lock mechanism spring. That snapped. So I got from Greece, I got a brand new old stock door lock mechanism, and I'm just got that a couple of days ago, so I'm just in the process. Just put that in here. Brand new old stock, so just put that in now. Oh, here's the old one. So that's where the spring broke in there, in here, that part there, and it's a bit worn out, so couldn't really fix that spring. It's not really weldable when it's a high tensile spring like that. It broke off here, so it wouldn't even close the door. So yeah, the car's very clean inside now. It's very common on these Alphas to have the glove box bottom of the dash all disintegrate with the plastic, and then this all falls down. I'll turn the light on. This all falls down, this all breaks. So I'd actually took all this dash completely apart and reinforced it. Put some more metal underneath there to reinforce the dash. Put some extra little metal braces in there and through there to hold it in. So that's all super sturdy now. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on with that job this afternoon. Yeah, and then I've imported a new carburetor for this Ryobi to fix for my dad. It's my dad's one, so I've got to put a new carburetor on that this afternoon. And then one of the other cats I've sort of adopted and looked after in the last year and got her back up to health. Another stray cat, Carla. That's where she sleeps. She comes in here and she sleeps up in here. There's another cat called Blackie as well, so I look after, and she comes in and she actually sleeps on this chair. She loves this chair. So yeah, the cats normally come in the afternoon because they're kind of nocturnal, these stray cats. So yeah, I got her desexed and vaccinated as well. Yeah, so I put in a new gate. This is to keep dogs out, and you know, keep the odd person just who likes to wander in occasionally. And so it works pretty good now. There's a few dogs running around the neighbourhood recently in the past year, and I haven't quite finished it yet. I'm going to weld something up across here, or build something that goes here and then bolts into the concrete there. So yeah, the roses are looking nice. This is my espalier fence I built with the edible grape variety. That's coming in too. Got some grapes coming on, which is good. So should have lots of yummy edible grapes. So this is a proper edible grape variety I bought from Kings, so it should be really tasty. Some of the stuff that they've had, you know, aren't very good. You know, some of the older varieties that grow in the area in Pakuranga. So yeah, so the roses are looking really nice coming on because it's beginning of springtime. And yeah, they trimmed everything just recent, shaped everything, and then my rabbit's outside, and Mr. Bears is outside today getting some I put him outside when I'm here just so he's safe, and keep an eye on him. And then the ponds and everything, and the water feature. Haven't got it going. I refurbish it every few years and get it going, but I haven't really done anything on it. I'd like to get it going again because it's really nice. The feature, water feature, cascading water down, but it probably would involve new pumps and, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, so probably want to do some tree pruning sometime, take some height out of that tree. But yeah, there's my little pet graveyard, my pets over the years, and it's where Beatrice buried Beatrice. Yeah, so yeah, and the silk trees coming on nicely. I planted that when it was a tiny little seedling years ago, and same with these Pittosporums. Trim that down because that can get quite thick and tall, so just trim it down and keep it tidy, and did that just recently. And the Pittosporums and the Totoki. These are New Zealand natives. Totoki, Pittosporum. Silk trees are really nice when they come on with their blossom. Yeah, so everything's looking nicely manicured in the front. Yeah, so I'm going to actually start propagating up silk trees and some other trees and stuff. Start a little side nursery, plant nursery on the side, growing some trees and things. So this is Carla. Say hello, Carla. She was starring role. Right, dinner time. Right, so you put this here. Right, so we got Smitten Kitten. This used to be $1.60. Okay, so battery went flat, so I had to go and get the power bank and plug that in. So take two. The cats are looking at me like, oh, breathing now. Okay, so Smitten for kittens. It's up to 1 year, and they're not quite 1 year yet. So now, which was your bowl? Oh yes, this is their bowl. Okay, so half a can of Smitten for the kittens, and then Chef. Can of Chef. This is the big can, about $3.80. Those Smittens were about $1.60 about 6 months ago. Now they've gone up to $2.20 inflation. These ones are $3.80. They'll probably be over $4 soon. This cost of living, rising cost of living. So that's about just over half a can, so about 2/3 of a can for dinner. That's going to feed Carla, Blackie, Kimmy, Katie and Maxine. Oops. And then just a splash of biscuits over the top. They get their morning breakfast biscuits, and then just before they go to bed, probably about midnight, they get like a few more biscuits. Keep them happy. So, right. Right, so that's, there you go. Right. So that's Kimmy, Katie and Maxine. Right, so these ones for the other cats. So here. So they know it's already dinner time. Right, come on. Right, come on, dinner. Go on. Come on, Bobby. Before Carlos eats a whole lot. Come on. It's your dinner. Come on. Carlos and Bobby. Come on, Katarina. Come on. Oh, there she goes. Come on, Carla. Come on. Hello. And then this is Blackie's food, and Blackie will come later on. Pop that there. Okay, so the car's back together now with the new catch on there. Working perfectly fine. Everything works good. Tried and tested. Doors secure really well. Easily open. And then just checked a few things in here, and I whipped on a spare alternator to see how well that one charges, if that's any better than the other one. And yeah, so all good. Okay, so that's with the car cover on, so it's a perfect fit. It's a small size. It is small medium. The one on the Dolomite outside, that's a medium. Now the small's perfect apparently for Miatas or MX-5s, little hatchbacks, Lancias, Alphas. It fits perfect on both sides. Fits over it fits like a glove. Pretty much just fits over the bumper there. A little bit still sticking out the bottom, but that's just plastic, so it doesn't matter. Then at the back it comes around, goes around the back where the tyres are. Now it would fit perfectly right down over the back of the bumper if there wasn't a spoiler, but it's got to take into account that some of these have the spoiler on them. So, but otherwise it's a perfect fit. Almost like it's perfectly designed for the car. So it's very thick too. So even if the cat jumps up, sticks its claws in, has a bit of a scratch, yeah, nothing happens. It's good. So then you don't have to worry about the cat jumping up and sliding down and putting big scratches in the car or whatever. If you care anyway. I'm not really that fussy about this car, to be honest. A few scratches doesn't matter, but they'll buff out anyway. But it's good. Keep it clean and keep it dry and it's dust free when it's inside the garage. And if you bump into it or something accidentally, then there's less likely you're gonna put a dent in it or a scratch or anything, which is good. So yeah.